Hello, Introduction to Psychology students. This is Dr. Jeremiah Riordon, and I'm taking you on a brief video tour of our class, Introduction to Psychology, which began today. You would enter your username and your password into the main portal entry for Mount Wachusett Community College. Upon doing so, you'd click on, once you get into the portal, you would click on Blackboard, and that takes you to my courses. This course entry page. Here, you would click on Introduction to Psychology. Once you click on Introduction to Psychology, you'll notice that the entry page for this course has been set by me to the announcements page. The announcements page includes all of your welcoming information. It welcomes you to the class. It tells you the basic outline of the class and how every Wednesday at 12 p.m. noon, the next modules will be released and the last modules will no longer be available. Now, once modules are posted, you'll have 168 hours of total time to complete all your assignments, 7 full days, and it spells that out to you. Those are my expectations. You'll finish all your assignments within those 7 days. And in short, each module is broken down into step-by-step assignments. In short, if you complete all the steps in each module, and sometimes modules have 5, 8, 10 steps in them, you'll be giving yourself the best chance for academic success, but you also don't have to go hunting for any of the work that's expected from you with each module. Once we click on the modules over here, you'll understand it takes you step 1, step 2, step 3, etc. Up here, you'll notice it says Start Here, and it is my hope that you will start here. When you click on Start Here inside of our Blackboard class, you'll see the very first thing is your syllabus. Scroll down, step number 1, your syllabus. This lists all my expectations of you, and it is basically your menu or your recipe for how to succeed in this class. Here are our course objectives. Please make sure you familiarize yourself with the course objectives. Then we go down to the course format. This is a basic outline of how the course will be set up. Course requirements every Wednesday at 12 p.m. noontime, when the sun is highest overhead, Eastern Standard Time, I will launch the new modules. Again, you have 7 full days, 168 hours. My expectation is you will be able to review any posted announcements that I've made, review all the module learning objectives, and go through each assignment or each step within each module. Down here, you can see these are the instructor requirements of the class. Please read through those and familiarize yourself. Also, look at the instructor communication. I will get back to you within 24 business hours of any of your email communications with me. Here is your grading scale, and here is your assignment grading weights. Each video lecture attendance over the course of a semester will total 15 points. Quizzes represent 42% of your grade. Your reflection paper is 10% of your grade. Discussion board original posts and response posts represent 30% of your grade, so pay attention to your discussion board assignments. And email and discussion board post quality 3%. That refers to spelling, punctuation, grammar use, etc. And then I also offer an optional psychology chapter outline that you can earn up to 10 final points on your final grade in the event you miss a week of assignments or something happens in which you need to make up some points, or if you want to just do some extra credit to improve your grade. Discussion board original posts are required each and every week, sometimes more than one. Discussion board response posts are also required each and every week. Please make sure you read the rules of how to reply on your discussion boards. We're working in psychology, so some of you may be sharing some very personal information over the course of this semester. Respect is demanded. This is something that if you want to read through this whole note on discussion boards, basically it says to be nice, be respectful. Discussion boards will be read by the instructor every single week. I will be grading them every single week. About every other week, you can expect comments from me, substantive comments on your discussion boards. I will jump in at other times if I notice that you're going off the pathway away from the modular learning objectives that I have listed. But basically, there is no right or wrong when it comes to posting in the discussion board. My goal is to make sure that you have a basic grasp of the subject matter, that you can communicate it to me and your peer students, and that ideally you're able to process that information and then possibly even use it later. attendance policy is outlined, makeup policy, quizzes. Every module has a quiz attached, so please make sure that you're following up on the modules and doing all the steps. As long as you do all the steps, the last step is usually the quiz, you'll be fine. Accommodations, if you need any kind of accommodations, if you have a documented disability, please make sure that you contact our Coordinator of Disability Services. The information is listed within the accommodations and the syllabus. And also make sure you read through our academic honesty policy, plagiarism, fabrication. And here you'll see an entire listing of all of the assignments and the days broken down of what I expect over the course of this semester. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions about that. Step 2 of your start here is click here to learn about the professor. That's a link to my LinkedIn profile. And here's a short blurb about me and my personal life. Step 3 is a short video that'll take you through the course content, the organization, the grading, and instructor expectations. And then step 4 is to download the required textbook, which is Discover Psychology 2.0. It is a free open education resource textbook, so I hope you'll take advantage of that because it is required with each and every module you will be reading it. After you've done all of that, we can click up here and you can actually begin your assignments in Module 1. You'll notice Module 1 assignments are detailed. Step 1, review the Module 1 learning objectives. And it tells you these learning objectives are an excellent indicator about what you're supposed to be paying most of your time, your attention, your energy towards understanding. So the first thing you do is review every module's learning objectives. When you go into the course reading, you're going to have a better understanding of what needs greater focus, energy, and effort from you. You'll note here the modular learning objectives are mapped out so you'll see exactly how they align with our overarching course learning objectives, which is critical. Basically, all of this is about building a framework so you'll have a better understanding of psychology. And this right here shows how the modular learning objectives connect to the course learning objectives. As we scroll down, you'll see step 2, download and print the Science of Psychology PowerPoint notes and these supplemental PDFs. So the Science of Psychology PowerPoint for student notes is something you will need because you're going to use it to take notes during the modular video lecture, which is right here, step number 4. So you'll want to download that for your use later. The research designs, the Why Science PowerPoints, and the conducting psychology research, I always include those. Those are supplemental PowerPoints that may be very useful to you while you're taking the quiz. So make sure you download all the PowerPoints and then use them while you read through Why Science, the Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Research Designs, Chapter 3, Conducting Psychology Research in the Real World. Do this each and every week, and you'll have a much better understanding of aligning the PowerPoints and the PDFs with the course material we're trying to cover, and all the way back to our modular learning objectives, which show in Chapter 1, this is my expectation of the learning objective. Chapter 1 also describe the key characteristics, etc. The modular learning objectives from Chapter 2, and also Chapter 3, and how they correspond with our overarching course learning objectives. As we continue down step 3, step 4, you actually click here, and you'll watch the video. It's up on YouTube. You can watch it from anywhere with an internet connection. You do need to watch the video so that you'll get all of the characters so that you can access the quiz. The quiz is set to a password. You need the password to get to the quiz. I hit all of the learning objectives, the module learning objectives within the content of this 41 minute and 36 second video. So please make sure you pay attention to that. It's going to help you gain a better understanding. And I recommend you watch this video with the Science of Psychology PowerPoint for student notes in hand or easily accessible so you can take notes. Then you're going to scroll down to step 5. This week our discussion board is a get to know each other. Later discussion boards and subsequent modules will be a lot more detailed, and they'll be based on the video you may have just watched for the class, or maybe based on some assignments that are associated with the reading from the text. Then you're going to go down to the next lecture, the next step, which is step 6, the perspectives on psychology. Watch that video. It's going to give you a much better understanding. It's 41 minutes long, as it states here. It's available through our video in demand. They're an excellent series of very professionally developed videos. They're fantastic. I've received a lot of compliments from students on them. They really do help hammer home a lot of the points on psychology, or whatever the modular learning objectives we are covering each and every week. This one's the perspectives on psychology. And then finally, using the password that you learned in step 4 on the video lecture with me, Dr. Riordon, you're going to click here, step 7. That'll take you into your very first quiz. Remember, you got a chance to take each quiz 3 times. I'm only going to take your highest grade. The quizzes are all multiple choice, and you have an opportunity to take each quiz up to 3 times, and I'm only going to take that highest grade. The quizzes are each randomly created from a much larger quiz bank, so students can take them and not see the same question twice. So you click here. You have to enter that password that you got off the quiz. So now you're able to complete the quiz as you're supposed to. So that's start here, and a tour of the Module 1 assignments. A quick tour of the Module 2 assignments shows that it's very similar in its lineup. You're going to see Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, Step 4, Step 5. This week, this module does have 10 steps. So as long as you go through all the steps, you'll be fine each and every week. Here, for example, and this is something you'll see as a theme throughout the course, you watch a video on brain and behavior. It's a 5-minute and 25-second long video, and then you're going to answer the questions posed in that brain and behavior video in the next step for the discussion board. So you might be seeing a new video, but then you're actively taking that information and you're engaging with other students in the discussion board, which requires your original post and then your response post. And that may happen once, twice, or sometimes even 3 times over the course of a module. So there it is. That is your welcome to Introduction to Psychology, your tour of our syllabus, and the tour of the Start Here and Module 1 and Module 2 assignments. Over the course of this semester, you're going to see 14 different modules. So good luck to you. Reach out to me. Send me an email at jriordon1 at j_riordon@mwcc.edu, as detailed in the syllabus right here. So if you want to reach out to me, that's the best way to reach me. I always have my smartphone on my hip, and I'll get back to you within 24 business hours. Welcome to Introduction to Psychology.